You're listening to Power 98 Love Songs, bit of Adele, Easy On Me happening right here on Power Lunch. JK hang out with you. Not alone today because I got a special guest in the studios. In fact, this guest is from some place called the Design Thinkers Academy. And when I first saw this, I was like, okay, this is quite interesting. I got to get her on the show. Welcome in Rosemary. Hello.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Thank you for listening in.
So, I do believe that your team sent me an email and the first question that was there caught my eye. That question was, are people ready to return to work? So I'm like, okay, we gotta get this person to the studio to talk more about this. But before that though, give us a background. Rosemary, what exactly is this Design Thinkers Academy? Are you like interior design firm or what is this?
Design Thinkers. I think you're the second person who's been asking us, because yesterday when I was giving a talk to the MBA students in NUSS yesterday, and they were asking us as well, who is Design Thinkers? Are you a designer? Are you what? I mean, look at our outlook. We are as bold as we are. So what we do is we go out there and we empower individuals, we empower team to know how to use human-centered design to actually make bold innovation, which is very necessary now, post-pandemic especially, and also to use this in coming out the box.
Right. So you help. Would you help? Let's say I'm a big organization. How would a Design Thinkers Academy help?
Oh, we help in many ways. We co-create this journey together. We need to understand where you're coming from. What are you trying to solve? Is this really what you're going to solve? We go deep down, having that deep interview session with you before we actually decide, how we're going to take this on. We don't believe in cookie cutter business. We don't believe that, we live in this dogmatic world where things can be solved with just a off-the-shelf kind of program.
Right.
Yeah, we co-create the journey with you, and hopefully with this co-creation, we can have a better engagement with the people that we are going to work with, whom we call the stakeholders. And then, and with this journey, we can also go out there and engage them even better.
So coming up in a while, we're going to find out. You're going to answer my questions. Okay? That one question that was there. Are people ready to return to work? That's one question I have. And that's one that you guys put up. And also, how empathy can help in understanding employee needs. This is interesting stuff. So you guys are, in a way, like motivators as well.
In a way, yes. Right. We help organizations see that, employees are your asset, and employees are made out of human. Human can be different, right? So we are talking about playing with emotions here. So empathy research is always at the back of our hands, back of our heads. That's the first thing that we do, even, during our interview session. That's what we do. We do an empathy research.
We're going to find out more about this in a while, right here on Power Lunch with me, JK. Stand by.
Best of love songs, Power 98.
Listen to. You're listening to Power 98 Love Songs. Olivia Rodrigo, a bit of Traitor happening right here on Power Lunch with me, JK. We have Rosemary from the Design Thinkers Academy. Hi. And just to summarize really quickly, we can tell us and explain what exactly is the Design Thinkers Academy in one sentence. What would it be?
Okay, in one sentence, I'm going to do this is that we are transforming lives through mindset and not tool set.
And we are focused on the workplace.
Yes.
About how they can help and how you, the boss listening right now, hopefully there's a boss listening, how you can help make your employees feel better at work. And
yes.
A happy employee is a productive employee.
That's right.
So the one question I have right now is, are people ready to return to work after, staying home for the past 2 years and working from home? Depends on who you ask.
Yes. So if you're asking me, I'm happy to go back to work because, in Design Thinkers world, we deal with human. And because we deal with human, we need the warm bodies.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You bounce off ideas off each other in person.
Yes. And then also to check in, that constant check in, how you feeling. And, in Asia, how we have to look at your body language, you know, the facial expression, how you're feeling. We don't get it when you are over like the Zoom or, you know, through a technology or even hearing your voice. You know, we can't really tell. But if we see you on a face-to-face or working with you in connection, I can see how you're feeling. Like now you're just listening to me intensively. So
there's you know, it's always good to have them in person. But when they go back, right, what are some poor work ethics to expect from bosses when employees return back to the office?
I guess, you know, the formality. I would say that they would forget, you know, how it is that we are back in work and the hierarchy that we have to you know, follow command order. You know, it's been so, you know, during pandemic, I realized that employees have been so easily being checked in by their bosses. The bosses are extra nice, you know, hoping that, you know, they don't break down or they don't quit on them during pandemic. So they were extra nice, you know, tuning to their emotions and feelings.
So when you go back to the office, you know,
they are expecting the same.
Right, keep that up.
Yeah.
Don't be like the fierce boss.
Yes.
Is that not good though? Like that's, you know, some bosses are fierce. They think that it motivates their employees to work harder. So let's talk about like empathy. Like,
yes,
how do you use empathy in understanding your employee needs?
Okay, so if you want to talk about empathy, understanding your employees, because everyone is different, everyone has emotion, and you need to know, you know, how they are feeling, how are they coming to work, you know, those journey of theirs is very important for you to know, because if you forget to ask that, then they are just coming to work and you are treating them like as if they are robots. You might not, you know, get that through the employees today, especially with the millennials.
The millennials are different. Okay, would you say they're very different millennials compared to like I think I'm considered millennial. I was born in 87.
Yeah.
So compared to the boomers and then the Gen Y, millennials are very different creatures, right?
Yes, the millennials are very different. In fact, the millennials, I would feel that, you know, they don't feel that they need to go back to work. I would say
they can work from home.
Yeah, they would have, you know, said that. See, I prove it, right? I could work from home and I'm productive and I can get things done without me going to work. And why are you expecting me to go back to work?
We're going to find out more about this and have a slightly deeper dive in a while. Right here on Power Lunch is Rosemary from Design Thinkers Academy.
Power 98 Love Songs.
You're locked into Power 98 Love Songs, bit of love, all for nothing. Right here on Power Lunch, JK hang out with you here. This is not for nothing though. I think we've learned a lot today with Rosemary from the Design Thinkers Academy. We've learned about how you have to tune into the needs of your employees. We've learned about how you need to empathize with how different ages, like the millennials compared to the Gen Y, all these employees are very different, right? And I want to dive a little bit right now into how leaders can use their powers to empower workers.
That's a very interesting question. I think every leaders will have that in mind now that we have going back to work. I shall say that the leaders should not forget the trust that you have built for your employees, you know, during the pandemic. Continue to engage them with the trust, you know, and have confidence that they are there to complete their work. You don't have to look at them, you know, and have them in the office just to make sure that they're working, because, you know, you could, I mean, during the pandemic, this has been done and it has worked out well, you know, and don't bring it back, you know, the old school ways of getting them into your office. And I heard, you know, there's some bosses who make them come back just to go on the Zoom.
What?
Yeah.
What?
This I hear like 2 days ago, you know, when they told me that, you know, the bosses made them go back to work and they went on Zoom.
That is so bizarre.
Yeah.
Which is what I want to ask, right? Design Thinkers Academy, you guys are, you know, focused in a lot of things. So not really focused. You guys have a broad horizon in a lot of things. But you also provide training to like companies.
Yes,
and
we
bosses.
do.
So tell us, okay, right now, before we wrap things up, how can you help companies, and what are some important areas of holistic training for companies to welcome back their employees to the office?
Yeah. Okay, thank you. And for us, we do workshop, we do strategic workshop so that, we put everyone in alignment, expectations are met by understanding their journey, understanding the stakeholders that you're dealing with. And that's important because when understanding the journey, you also understand the feelings that goes into it. So it is not just the experience, but it's also the feeling, the sight and the see. And, so for everyone to go through that workshop, everyone can see from the other perspective or the other person's shoes. That's most important during empathy research because you need to see from their eyes, from their lens. And that brings me that next year we're going to have our first design thinking conference in Asia. And that's what we are trying to do. Bring the lens out.
How do I get my boss to sign up for this?
Okay. Yes. It's going to happen on February 8 and 9. Look out for it. We have going to have information. We're going to have launches. We're going to have mini series, mini talks, and showcasing on how design thinkers does it through storytelling, through the lens, and through understanding emotions.
Would you say honestly that it's design thinkers would actually help bosses become better bosses, leaders become leaders? Would you say that?
I wouldn't say that they become better leaders, but we'll open their hearts. And the heart that speaks and talks.
Under promise, over deliver. That's what she's doing right now. Thank you for joining us, by the way, Rosemary from Design Thinkers Academy. You can find them on social media pages. I do believe it's Design Thinkers Academy.
Yes, that's it.
Best of love songs. Power 98.